I want to share with you one of the most rewarding experiences in my life. And people are always asking you, it must be rewarding, and I want you to know it's incredibly rewarding. And that's the experience when two people tell me that they fell in love again after understanding men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And I know what a miracle that is. Because there's so many divorces today that occur not because people don't love each other. It's because people haven't been taught how to successfully communicate that love, how to successfully share that love, how to successfully receive the love that they need. We're not taught how to make marriages in the 90s and in the new millennium work. Different rules are required. There are 6 primary ways of loving. 6. 6 primary ways of loving. 3 for him and 3 for her. Certainly there's more, but I'm focusing on what are the most important elements that we can start out with and make our relationships better. You know, sometimes people say to me in interviews, they say, why is there so much divorce today? It just seems like people are more selfish. They're more narcissistic. All they think about is themselves. That's not the case. That's not what creates divorce. Not at all. Times have changed. If we want marriages to work today, new rules apply. We have different needs. It used to be in our parents' generation, what they needed was security and survival. And marriage was a sacred partnership which ensured the survival of all the members of the relationship and the members of the family. Women were the nurturers, men were the providers. Times have changed. Now women are providers. Men have to learn how to be nurturers without becoming women. How to give women the support so they can give us the support we need. How we can be successful in giving and receiving love. But without training, without undergoing education to learn how to do that, we're left with our instincts. Instinctive behavior is automatic behavior. Automatically, when we love someone, automatically, instinctively, you know what we do? We give to them what we want. We give to them what we would like. We go shopping for somebody, and we go, oh, I love this. This is such a great thing. I'll get it for them. I love them. I love this. I love them. I'll give them this. I give to her what I would like. Now, I'm going to give you an example of this, which has nothing to do with gender differences, because in a marriage, there's enormous differences beyond gender difference. And one of those differences is my wife, Bonnie, doesn't like bubbly water. She doesn't like anything with bubbles in it. No champagne, no bubbly this, no bubbly that, all these waters with bubbles in them. She doesn't like it. I love it. When I'm hot, give me some sparkling water, give me some champagne for a romantic occasion. Bubbles, give me, ooh, bubbles, all right. I get excited by it. She is repulsed by bubbles. If bubbles, don't like bubbles, want it plain. Now, when we got married, there was a bubble craze going on many years ago, and the stores didn't have regular water. They just had bubbly water, bubbly drinks, bubbly this. Everything was carbonated. So I used to go in, and I think I'm being Mr. Romantic. I'd say, honey, we stop at a little fast food place or 7-Eleven or something. I'd say, what would you like to drink? And she'd say, there's nothing in there I can drink. You know I don't like bubbly water. I go, oh, that's right. She doesn't like bubbly water. 2 years later, I'm thinking, oh, I want to make her happy. What do I do? Would you like me to get you some Calistoga water, honey? She goes, you know I don't like bubbly water. Here I am giving to her, wanting to give to her. For years, I kept offering her bubbly water. Even today, occasionally I do it. I think it was our 9th anniversary. I was being Mr. Romantic, getting a getaway, and I told him, this is always good if you want a great room, and if it's true, it's even better. But you say, this is a very special occasion. I want your most special room, something very romantic, with a view. We're celebrating our 9th anniversary. Oh, okay. Would you like champagne? Go, no, my wife doesn't drink. And they go, oh, okay, well, how about sparkling apple juice? In that moment, I had amnesia. I went, oh, I love sparkling apple juice. I said, yes, that's a great idea. So we come into the room, and she's being romantic on her side, going, ooh, this is so nice. I love this. See, women, you don't know. Whenever you're impressed by where a man takes you, he takes it all personal. Yep, I brought you here. I developed this place. I designed the art. I did the whole thing. This is my romantic getaway for you. So he provided this. And she's going, oh, this is so wonderful. And she looked over, and there was a silver champagne holder. And in it was a bottle of sparkling apple juice. And she went over to it on her anniversary. She says, oh, look at this. This is so nice. They did this for us. Or was this you, John? Oh, that was me, honey. I asked him to bring that. She goes, oh, you did? Well, let's have a glass. So I opened the bottle, sparkling apple juice, little champagne glasses, poured hers, poured mine. A toast to our 9 years of love and to a lifetime of love. I adore you, sweetheart. Click. I'm drinking down my drink. And she takes her glass and she puts it to her lips. And then puts it down. That was so nice, she says. And that moment I go, oh, no. I can't believe it. I gave you sparkling apple juice. And she goes, it's okay. It's our anniversary. I know you meant well. Thank you, God. Now, that's a case where she understood that even the time when I'm trying to love her the most, and particularly those times, I will forget the things she really needs. And she was forgiving of it because she knew he's from Mars, he's different, he has different instincts, or in this case, she knew he loves carbonated water. So he wanted to share with me something he loves and treasures, and temporarily he forgot. But I have to say, I score big points when I have a bottle of juice and a champagne thing without bubbles. She goes, oh, more important than everything else is he remembered, I don't like bubbles. When we love our partner, particularly when we love someone, we tend to want to share with them what we love most. And with this understanding about men are from Mars, women are from Venus, the problem is that men will share what they love on Mars, but it's not what Venusians love on Venus. Venusians share what they love on Venus, but it's not what Martians love on Mars. And this is the sad part of it. Sometimes the love that a woman wants to share, which is like nutrients on Venus, is poison to a Martian. Like worrying. So women like you to worry. Are you sick? Is this something the matter? Do you have any money? Can I do this for you? How did the doctor's appointment go? Or how did this happen? If we show concern and worry, women feel loved. But if a woman shows concern and worry to a man, the message he gets is, hey, don't you trust me? Don't you think I can handle it? I can do this myself. I don't need your help. But she's giving what she would want. And he, from his side, he won't worry. He'll go, oh, she'll do fine. If she needs my help, she can handle it. So he doesn't ask anything. He thinks he's being loving by trusting her to handle it herself. And she goes, he doesn't even notice. He doesn't even care. He's giving love which Martians give, but not what Venusians give. If we want our relationships to be successful, we have to learn a whole new way of giving love. We have to give love different from the way our instincts want to give it. And what helps us to do this, because instincts are automatic reactions, is we need words, we need definitions, we need clarity of what is it that she needs, what is it that he needs, primarily, what's most important, what women need first. Well, look at what men have to understand about women. Women feel loved when you show her that you care. Caring is the first important ingredient to make a woman feel loved. The second ingredient to make a woman feel loved is she feels understood. The third ingredient that makes a woman feel loved is when she feels respected. She feels honored, special, cherished. I threw a few more in, but respected. Now I'm going to talk about what do those three words mean? How to prioritize our actions. First of all, what does it mean to show a woman you care for her? Because see, a man shows her in his way, but it doesn't communicate to her that he cares. If I'm working late at the office, I'm doing it so we'll have enough money for that vacation, so she'll be happy. I'll be happy too if she's happy. So, I mean, there's self in it too, but I'm working hard because I care. But what's the message she gets? He's working late. He hasn't even called. He's not here. He doesn't care about me. I'm not special. I'm not important to him. I asked him to bring home milk. He forgot to do it. He doesn't care about me. I'm not important to him. He cares more about work than me. The irony is I forget the milk. To her, that means I don't